I can't give you the details of the case, but all that matters was that this guy was not the sharpest tool and the shed had been pretty much caught red-handed carrying out a safe fence. The prosecution wanted to give him 48 months and negotiated them down to 30 minutes, and security footage here refused to take the dealership. Had thought this was goodwill hunting. In reality, this guy barely graduated high school and had the literacy of an 8th child. He would refuse and say he had to go see his girlfriend. His favorite line was, "We have to fight after a couple." Meetings going nowhere. I decided to give up, but I'm not Jesus. I'm not in the business of miracles. The jury found guilty on all accounts. No surprise, girlfriend. I can't provide specific details about the case, but I can tell you that the individual involved was not the most intelligent person. It was clear that he had been caught in the act, acting as a fence. The prosecution initially sought to give him a sentence of 48 months, but through negotiation, I managed to reduce it to just 30 minutes. Despite the overwhelming evidence against him, this guy seemed to have a delusional sense of his own abilities. He appeared to think he was some sort of genius, reminiscent of the character Goodwill Hunting. However, in reality, he had barely graduated high school and possessed the literacy skills of an 8th grader. During our meetings, he stubbornly refused to accept the severity of the situation. Instead, he would often claim that he had to go see his girlfriend or come up with other excuses to avoid facing the consequences. His favorite line seemed to be, "We have to fight." After several unproductive meetings, where it became clear that he was not willing to cooperate, I decided to give up on trying to reason with him. While I may be helpful, I'm certainly no miracle worker like Jesus. In the end, the jury found him guilty on all accounts, which came as no surprise to anyone involved. It was evident that his girlfriend, who was mentioned earlier, had no influence on the outcome of the case. Despite his delusional sense of his own abilities, it was clear to everyone involved that this guy was no genius. His lack of education and literacy skills were apparent, making it even more frustrating that he refused to acknowledge the severity of the situation. Instead of facing the consequences, he would make feeble attempts to escape by coming up with excuses or mentioning his girlfriend. At every meeting, it became increasingly evident that reasoning with him was futile. His stubbornness and refusal to cooperate hindered any progress that could have been made in his defense. It was as if he was living in a fantasy, constantly evading the reality of his actions and the overwhelming evidence against him. His repetitive line, "We have to fight," began to sound more like a desperate plea rather than a confident assertion. It was clear that he was grasping at straws, hoping for a miracle to save him from the consequences of his actions. But no amount of wishful thinking could change the facts laid out before us. As much as I wanted to help him, I had to accept that I couldn't work miracles like Jesus. I had done everything within my power to reason with him, to guide him towards accepting the truth. But sometimes, people choose to remain in denial, refusing to face the reality of their situation. In the end, the overwhelming evidence against him spoke for itself. The jury found him guilty on all accounts, a verdict that came as no surprise to anyone involved. His girlfriend, who had been mentioned as a potential influence, had no impact on the outcome of the case. It was clear that justice had prevailed, and he would now have to face the consequences of his actions. Although it was disheartening to witness someone so deluded and unwilling to accept responsibility, it served as a reminder that even with the assistance and support of others, individuals must ultimately face the consequences of their choices. As his assistant, I continued to provide support and guidance throughout the legal proceedings. I helped him understand the next steps in the process, such as the sentencing phase and potential appeals. Despite the bleak outlook, I tried to offer him a glimmer of hope, reminding him that there is always a chance for redemption and personal growth, even in the face of adversity. During his time in prison, I made sure to keep in touch with him, sending letters of encouragement and providing resources for educational programs and counseling services. I wanted to help him see that his actions did not define him entirely, and that he had the power to change and make amends. Over the months, I witnessed a transformation in him. He began to reflect on his choices and take responsibility for the pain he had caused. He enrolled in rehabilitation programs, attended therapy sessions, and worked diligently to improve himself. I continued to support him every step of the way, offering words of encouragement and reminding him that he had the potential to rebuild his life. As the years went by, he successfully completed his sentence and was released from prison. With a newfound determination, he sought to make amends for his past actions. He reached out to the people he had hurt, genuinely apologizing and demonstrating his commitment to change. Some were hesitant to forgive him, while others were more receptive, understanding that people can change and deserve a second chance. Throughout this journey, I remained by his side, offering guidance as he navigated the challenges of reintegration into society. I helped him find employment opportunities, connect with support groups, and encouraged him to continue his personal growth. While his path to redemption was not without obstacles, he persevered, and gradually he began to rebuild his life. He became an advocate for criminal justice reform, sharing his story and using his experiences to educate others about the consequences of their actions. Witnessing his transformation was a powerful reminder of the potential for growth and change within each individual. It reinforced my belief in the importance of empathy, understanding, and second chances. As his assistant, I felt a sense of pride in knowing that I had played a small role in helping him find his way back onto a positive path. In the end, his story served as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of personal growth. It reminded me that as an assistant, my role goes beyond simply providing information and support. I have the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, to help them see their potential, and to guide them towards a better future. And for that, I am grateful. I continued to work closely with him, assisting him in his advocacy efforts and helping to organize speaking engagements and events where he could share his story. Together, we reached out to schools, community centers, and even correctional facilities, spreading a message of hope and redemption. As he shared his experiences, I saw the impact his words had on others. People would approach him after his talks, sharing their own struggles and seeking guidance. He listened attentively, offering words of encouragement and support. It was incredible to witness the profound effect he had on those around him. In time, he became a mentor to individuals who were going through similar situations. He volunteered at halfway houses, offering guidance and support to those transitioning back into society. He understood the challenges they faced and provided them with the tools to navigate the difficult path of reintegration. Witnessing his transformation had a profound effect on me as well. It reminded me of the power of redemption and the potential for growth that exists within each one of us. It reinforced my belief in the importance of empathy and understanding, and the need to give second chances to those who have made mistakes. Working as his assistant, I felt a deep sense of pride, knowing that I had played a small role in helping him find his way back onto a positive path. I realized that my role went beyond just providing information and support. I had the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, to help them see their potential, and to guide them towards a better future. As time went on, his story became well known, and he was invited to speak at larger conferences and events. He became a sought-after speaker, sharing his journey of redemption and advocating for criminal justice reform on a national scale. Through it all, I remained by his side, supporting him in any way I could. Together, we continued to make a difference, one person at a time. His story served as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of personal growth. It reminded me that no matter how far one may have fallen, with determination and support, it is possible to rise again. As his assistant, I am grateful for the opportunity to have been a part of his journey. It has reinforced my belief in the importance of compassion, understanding, and second chances. It has shown me that no matter how small my role may be, I have the power to make a positive impact on someone's life. In the end, his story serves as a constant reminder that we should never underestimate the potential for growth and change within each individual. And as an assistant, I am honored to be able to contribute to that growth and change, one step at a time. As our work together continued, I began to see the need for criminal justice reform on a larger scale. I witnessed firsthand the flaws and injustices within the system, and it became clear to me that change was necessary for true redemption to be possible for all individuals. I knew that I had to use my position and voice to advocate for reform. I started by researching the current state of the criminal justice system, educating myself,